So once I hit that corner, I ran like a motherfucker, adrenaline pumping, running for my life. That's how scared I was. My ass wasn't even drunk anymore. Yo, what's cracking, guys? Alex with the bangers here. I hope you're all having a bomb ass day. And today, I got a crazy story I wanted to share with you guys about how I almost got kidnapped while trying to get home drunk in Mexico. Now, if you guys enjoy this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. I would appreciate it so much. Now, let's get right into the story. Okay, so this story takes place in a little town in Mexico near Veracruz. It's called Jalapa. I was 15 years old at the time when this happened, and it all started because I was bored on the weekend and I wanted to get into something. So I hit up my friends. They wanted to go clubbing. Now, if you're wondering, how the fuck can a 15-year-old kid go clubbing? Well, in Mexico, age doesn't really matter, especially since my friend's uncles own this club that we were gonna go to, so we had to connect. But besides that, we would go to like bars often. So like age does not matter. All they care about is money, to be honest. And anybody that's lived in Mexico for a while knows this. Shit, you could even try bribing the guards sometimes if they're like being assholes and want to follow the rules, but besides that, money talks a lot in Mexico. Anyways, I get ready, I dress fly, I walk to the park, link with the squad. It was like 4 of us, and it's all guys, but we had other friends waiting for us in the club. It was Friday night, so this shit was about to be popping. We hit the club, we turn the fuck up, I get really drunk, like really gone, but I can still focus if I really had to or tried. And just a quick side note, around this time, ransom calls were trending. It was crazy. Like, people were getting picked up left and right. My mom and my aunt would always like talk about this shit. They would always tell us stories about how some girl got took like last week, stuff like that. And they would especially take girls, do the ransom call their family members for money. Most of the time they wouldn't return the family members, so that was always something I would be careful for. Like, I did not want to get caught slipping in Mexico whatsoever. Like, I would always carry brass knuckles in my back pocket just in case. But, anybody try to rob me. But if they pulled out a strap, then you're pretty much fucked. Anyways, I leave the club. It's like 2 a.m. I text my mom telling her I'm on my way home with my iPod I had at the time. I used the Wi-Fi at the club. So I texted her that I'll be home soon, so she wouldn't worry. My dad was in another city. He didn't know I was clubbing, so nobody was gonna come get me. I didn't have cash to get a taxi, but I wasn't tripping. I had planned to walk anyways. And I was drunk, but like, I wasn't dumb. I was actually on high alert the whole time. One of my biggest fears was to get picked up. And I remember how like wide my eyes were. I looked strung out, like I was on crack or something, like trying to focus really hard because I was really drunk, you guys. So I'm pacing fast, avoiding all the main streets. I was taking all the shortcuts, all the back roads. And it was really cold around this time, so I had my hoodie on, trying to cover my face too. At this point, I'm 2 blocks away from my house. I'm kind of almost there. Then I see this blacked out SUV parked, tinted windows right in front of me, like I was gonna pass it. There was people inside, but I couldn't see shit. I passed the car fast, trying to look like with my peripherals to see who the fuck was inside, but I saw nothing. I quickly turned the corner and walked a bit faster. Then I looked back again, and this SUV was starting to slowly move. I looked back again quickly to make it seem like I didn't see them, but then I started getting scared. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. There's nobody out here at this time. Mexico literally has no nightlife due to the fact that there's always crimes. So my heart starts racing and I'm just like, fuck, Alex, think. Then out of nowhere, this SUV turns its headlights off and starts speeding towards me, and I fucking take off running. I was already walking fast, about to turn the corner. So once I hit that corner, I ran like a motherfucker, adrenaline pumping, running for my life. That's how scared I was. My ass wasn't even drunk anymore. I'm all sweating it, but it's cold outside and there's literally nowhere to fucking hide. I wasn't about to knock on somebody's door and wait for them to answer. So I get to the corner and they're barely pulling up to the last corner. And the reason being is because the reason it was taking them so long It's because Mexico has these abnormally huge speed bumps that'll fuck your tires up if you try to pass them quickly, so you're forced to slow down when passing them. I run to this nearby church and I'm already close to the house at this point, but I didn't want to go straight home and try to open the door and drop the fucking keys like an idiot. Like, my mind was just racing. So I go to this church, and that church had a little park next to it, and it was dark, so I was gonna hide behind the trees and wait for them to pass, right? So when I get behind this tree, these motherfuckers speed down. I'm just like, fuck, they really want me. Like, they're trying to get my ass. So, you know, that shit was like, it was crazy. It was scary. Like, seeing them speed like that, and like, they would have probably caught me, because the next corner after that was my street, and it's a fucking like long ass street. Like, I wasn't about to hit another corner quickly. So seeing that made me even more scared, so I stayed hiding there longer. Like, I stayed longer than I should have. I, like, right when the car passed, I should have quickly went to see what direction they went to, then go to my house. But, you know, after like 10 minutes passed, I walked out, turned the last corner, get to my house, and I quickly get in. I tell my mom I'm home. I didn't tell her the situation. I just get home, I tell her I'm home. I run to the roof, and the roof you can see pretty far down the street where I was living at. So I just kick it there for a minute trying to find this SUV, and right when I was about to come down, I see that fucking SUV turn the street corner. I'm like, ah, shit. But they had their windows down this time, and I could see who was inside, and these motherfuckers had ski masks on. Like, when I just saw the ski mask, like the driver with the ski mask, it scared me. I just quickly went back inside. I locked all my fucking doors, and, you know, I never told my parents, because they would never let me go out after this, but I was going to be more cautious of it, like, obviously. But, you know, this story, I would tell this story to my younger sibling, like my cousins, like, just so they can always be aware of their surroundings at all times. Like, it's crazy, because that shit was a crazy experience, and I hope nobody ever goes through that shit, let alone actually get picked up. Be safe when you're in Mexico, especially if things like this are like happening more than usual. That's a sign to just stay home. But Mexico is not a super dangerous place. It's a beautiful place. I lived there for like 3 years, and yeah, just be smart, you guys. And that wraps up the story. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that like and subscribe button. Catch you guys on the flip side.